everybody? I'm JD, aka Ragin Cajun Comics. Thank you for joining me on a Sunday Fun Day, Comic and Collectible Treasures number 42, I believe. I'm super happy that I'm up to this, and today I have one of the greatest, cool, positive guys out there, and his group. I was lucky enough to be invited to his show, and I had a blast. Everybody is super sweet. If you want to check him out, he's gonna plug his show, and you check him out, dude. If you want a good time and guys just laughing and showing their hauls and just talking geek stuff, this guy's one of those guys. But I hope everybody's having a good day. We're just gonna get straight to it. He's one of the great guys. So I have his intro, so I'm just gonna pop this on, and you guys know him already, but let's just get this thing going. And here we go. Boom.
Hey, buddy. Hey, worked. How you doing, my man?
I'm good, brother. How you doing?
Awesome. I'm in a good mood, very good mood. I'm very honored to be on your show. It's a little bit different for me. I'm not used to being the interviewee, being interviewed by you. So, hey, dude, it's awesome. You're on our show. You gotta pay respect, right?
Oh yeah, but I love your show.
Thank you.
As everybody knows, it's a group of guys that just have a great time, which I love, and I'm honored. I saw Katie K-pop go on there before me.
She was awesome.
We were asking questions. You came out of the blue, and I'm glad you found us, and I'm happy to always watch your show.
Absolutely.
So
thank you.
If you don't know his show, please, I'm gonna have his description on the bottom. Follow him up, dude. Follow his whole crew.
Thank you, buddy. I think I'm multi-streaming on my.
There you go. Oh,
so
yeah.
It should be there. So everybody there, make sure you come over here and sub Cajun. That's the reason why I'm doing it. So make sure you go sub him up. Not just me, but sub him up. Hold on.
So you know this. You watched the show, so I appreciate you, brother. This is basically the show about you guys. People who just don't know who you are. You get to geek out with you and see your treasures from your collection, and we just get to see what you like. We get to know you a little bit more other than comics, if there is something other than comics, which I do love. And
I do have other things, but I just didn't want to go on and grab it all. I do have a couple things. So I mean, I'm a huge Star Trek geek. I'm a huge skull geek. I collect skulls of all different types. I got them all over the house. So
see, that's something some people don't know, so that's perfect. Before we get started, let's see who's chilling with us right now.
Yes, please.
We have Phil Treehouse. I love this guy. He's one of the greatest voices in YouTube that I love. He'll hopefully be starting his show soon again, so check him out, sub him up. Thank you for
what's
joining.
up, buddy?
This guy Cajun, forget that guy. You know. And then we have Range Dog Comics. Thanks for joining us. I appreciate that. Oh, Lord Chucky Chucks. Thanks for joining us. Cool brother, always throwing up his snowboard and snow action. I'm jealous because that's something I'll probably never do. Me and Snow don't get along. Oh, then we're talking about her in the back. Candace, thanks for joining us. I hope you had a great time in California. I can't wait to talk about it. Oh, Straight Edge Rick, thanks for joining us. One of my kart guys. So if anybody plays Mario Kart on the Switch, you can join us, have fun, and just play some Mario Kart and talk smack. All right, that looks like everybody on this side for now, which is usually good because it's Sunday and everybody watches football. So I appreciate everybody hanging out. We're gonna do a little introduction of G-Man. He's gonna tell us where you can find him and where he's from, and then after that, we're just gonna geek out. So the floor is yours, my friend.
Oh, thank you, buddy. First, I want to say thank you again. This is going to be a lot of fun. So I really appreciate it, Cajun. Big time, George. And everybody out there watching, make sure you hit and like, subscribe, and share his channel out, please. And if you're on my side, do the same thing for him.
Yes.
I
Definitely.
appreciate it. Appreciate you guys. So, all right. How do we want to start this? How did you
This
want to
part,
start?
you just say,
All right. Well, I'm the G
plug your
Man,
show.
the comic book G Spot from the Nerdy Collective. I do the Nerdy Collective show every Sunday. I just changed my hours. I've been doing YouTube for like 5 years. I do community YouTube shorts, just like you. I interview other YouTubers out there that love the hobby, that really love the hobby, and talk about it doesn't have to be comics. It could be anything they like, and have them on the show in an introduction. All my description stuff is there on the Comic Book G-Man. I have two names, Comic Book G-Spot right there, or the G-Man. The G stands for the Galvin, my last name. And if you're wondering about the name, the Comic Book G-Spot, that actually came from my wife. There, end of story. Take it how you want to take it. We like to have a good time. But over on the Nerdy Collective, usually it's Jeff. So Katney's Comic Kids is on my show. Mr. White Gloves, Monty, he's usually on the show. We have Martin. He's over over in Europe.
Yep.
He'll be on the show as well. And we also have Roman Curtis. Roman Curtis has been a regular. Hello, everybody. Thank you. Roman Curtis is on the show. And then we have Deuce. What's the Deuce? Can't forget the Deuce. Yeah, I'm not going to forget him. Are you kidding me, Mike? No. So anyway, all my boys on there, my regulars that usually show up on the show, and we usually talk about comic hauls or whatever they got the week, or we talk about movies or pop culture. And then every once in a while we'll have a guest, just like you're doing here, and try to get somebody new in the community and old alike. So it's a lot of fun. So yeah, that's kind of what I'm about. That's what the Nerdy Collective show is about. And
yeah. So follow him if you want a great time. These guys are amazing. They are just positive, great fellas that just give you a good time. So make sure you follow him. All right. So if you guys don't do some of them, you know where to find him now. All right. So
thank you, George.
No, thank you, brother. This is basically just a hangout. You've seen the show before, so I'm dying to see what treasures are in your collection. I've seen some of them because I watch your show, but I think you said you had a couple of things you wanted to show off that I haven't seen. So I'm ecstatic and super happy to be here with you.
And everybody in the chat, thank you so much, you guys. You guys are awesome. Big time. Awesome. Nice to see you guys.
Nice.
So nice to see you guys.
Thanks for joining us, Black Crown. He has a show later on today, so up him up too.
John Comics with Kids is here.
Oh, Big John. What's up, brother?
Hey, what's up, buddy?
So I can't wait. Let's see. What do you want to start off with, brother?
Well, okay. So what I did basically for you, George, today is I pulled out some of my, I'll give you an origin story, and then a couple of collectible pieces that I plan on getting signed. So Christina, thank you.
Christina,
I plan on going down to what's it called? Creepy Empire? Is that right? Yeah. I'm all of a sudden brain farting, old man syndrome. End of October, I'm going to go see my wonderful boys down there. Steve Whiting, Jeff, bunch of guys from the Comic Hall crew. That's another group. If you guys don't know the Comic Hall crew as well, please go check them out as well. They do a show every couple of Saturdays in a month. Matt, Al, all those boys over there are great. They do a great podcast on Saturday nights. So yeah, check out the Comic Hall crew too. Anyway, okay. So first up, I'm going to show this because I pulled this out of my collection. I'm a huge horror fan, as you can tell. I'm also into pre-code horror.
Oh, that's sick.
This one's from 1952, and this is actually a one-shot. There's multiple different types of Eries from like 1940s and 1953. I have one that's on my Grail list right now, and that's number 12. It's the Bram Stoker. I'm a huge Dracula vampire fan, other than octopus and creature fan, all that kind of stuff. But anyway, if you guys didn't know, if you haven't seen the new Ahsoka show, this is awesome. So I'm going to just get nerdy with you now. This was awesome. In Ahsoka, what did she go into? My two favorite animals, whale and an octopus or squid, whatever you want to call it. They go into the octopus, into the whale's mouth, and it has tentacles all at the same time. How wonderful was that?
I thought of you when I saw that.
That was great. I thought it was great. You have to think about this particular species of animal, which is interesting. It doesn't belong on this planet. It's extremely intelligent. It's so fascinating. If you ever look up octopus and squid, interesting creature. So, on that note, Spooky Empire. That's where I'm going at the end of October. It's around my birthday. Yes, I know. That happened yesterday, and he shows a redhead. I just happened to pop on, and he shows a redhead cover. So I like redhead covers too. My wife's a redhead, so go figure, right? Can't help it. My queen. Thank you. So, when I go to Spooky Empire, really the big thing is I've been wanting to meet a lot. I would love to meet you, Ray, George, when we get the opportunity. We will. I know we're going to hang out. And it's been 5 years in the making. I've been wanting to go down to Florida, and because of COVID and because of everything else, job and work and all that crap, I said, I don't care what it takes this year, boys. I'm coming down there to see you. I don't even have to go to a con. I don't even have to go to an amusement park. Just be with you guys, and just spend good friendship quality time and nerd out. We're going to have so much fun because I'm going to see Bronze Brian down there. Oh, he's nice. Extreme Star Trek nerd. So him and I are just going to jive. Like I told the wife, be prepared. There's going to be no sleep for 1 week. You're not going to be sleeping. So while I'm down there, Spooky Empire's on that weekend. So I'm going down there on a Friday, and that weekend we're going to go to Spooky Empire. And there is a gentleman I want to see. He actually has a YouTube channel as well. And he does book readings. He'll actually read novels from guys. Puff, what is up, you guys? Up, Thank you. And he'll actually read from classic literature. Yes. Nice. Yes, exactly, John. Exactly. And this guy has actually read novels from like Edgar Allan Poe, H.P. Lovecraft, all the classics. And he'll sit, and his wife makes a big, he'll sit in a corner of his living room. He's got a fancy Celtic, light, a really cool setting. And he's got his glasses on, sitting in a really cool fancy chair. And he's reading a novel, and he'll read maybe 4 or 5 chapters, and then he'll finish. He's been doing this for a couple of years. He hasn't done it in a while, but his name is, if you don't know, Douglas Bradley. And I'm a huge fan of Douglas Bradley. I'm really picky about horror. Okay. I love Michael Myers. As when it comes to modern slashers, Michael Myers is my man. Sorry. That's hands down. Most mysterious. And then it goes to the classic horror, which scared the living bejeebus out of me, was Hellraiser 1, 2, and 3. So I'm a huge Hellraiser fan. And the first 3 movies of Nightmare on Elm Street. So Robert Englund's going to be there as well. But my first on my list down there is Douglas Bradley. And he played Pinhead. And I can't wait to see him. I don't care what it takes to, see him. I'll wait in line all day long. Doesn't matter. And I got this a while back. Woo! If you guys know what this is, ooh, creepy. Don't want to open it. But the cool thing about this, of course, the G-Man's a nerd. So I am going to, give me a minute, because it is a puzzle box, and it does open. Here we go. So get ready. Spikes and everything's going to come out and hit me now. I'm going to be all pulled in. Don't want to curse the show. So you can actually turn it, and it goes down, and then it changes the design. The laminate figure, everybody knows what this is all about. So I plan on getting this signed. I want him to sign this, and he'll probably do the signature. I got a head. I have an animatronic, actually, a 6-foot animatronic of Pinhead himself that I only set up during usually Halloween. He usually sits in my living room in the corner. but I'm gonna probably sign the center here with his signature, and then I'll put a big glass vial over it and just display it in my living room.
Oh,
You know,
nice.
so that's kind of my plan there. Everything else is kind of second nature. It's like if it happens, it happens. So thank you guys. Please, thank you. You guys are awesome. Puff, I can't wait. That's another one I'm going to see. Puff, I'm seeing Sean. You have no idea. Him and I are going to be like hugging. We can see it now. So, I love you, Sean. So over the years, I've been doing this for probably like 5 years on the Nerdy Collector Show and doing these introductions of new community members and old alike. Like I said, it's really cool because I've noticed there is a couple of old timers that are showing back up in the community that have been on doing YouTube for a long time and they're just not known. And these are really cool people, good collections. Dr. Silver Age, for example, I had him on the show about a month or two ago. Awesome gentleman. Him and his Shannon, they usually do a show on Saturday mornings around 9:00 in the morning. And it's excellent. You want to go straight nerd and talk about Silver Age, Bronze Age books, and just talk about the books. Great bunch of dudes. So yeah. There's so many more. You know what I mean, George?
Yeah.
Yeah, it can go on and on and on. And I'm sorry if I'm rambling too much.
No such thing. This is your show, brother. We
But
can do whatever you
as
want.
an example, so a lot of the stuff like you see behind me, okay, all that, like right there where you see the G and a letter, that's from community people in the community. This is community art. This is actually an AOK. This is from Steve Whiting. This is from a buddy of mine that had Carlito did this art piece of Galactus. Galactus is one of my favorites. Right up there was because it's part of Silver Surfer. Right there. That's one of my Grail books that I got sitting back there. That's the first Witchcraft.
Yeah.
That's from 1943. So I'll show you. So I'm a pre-code horror fan, and I just recently got this. This is an awesome book. This is from 1952.
Wow.
36 page, and it is a minty fresh copy. It's very, very nice.
Nice.
I do slabs once in a while, but I'm kind of a raw person. I'm kind of old school, unfortunately. So, but yeah. Anyway, like I said, I'm rambling. Jeff, what's up, buddy?
Oh, there's Jeff. What's up,
man? Thank you for that. Thank you. He actually did a music intro for you on Instagram.
I saw it. Thank you for the plug, brother. I appreciate you.
Thank you. Thank you. And everybody has seen it on the Nerdy Collect or over on the Nerdy Collective comic. Just please hit that description down below. Appreciate it, you guys. Okay. So I thought I would do this kind of, this is going to be long and dragged out. I apologize. So what I did is kind of pull out some stuff from AOKs, from community members from all over the place. But I thought I first would do a what do they call it? My origin story of comics. Okay. All right. Best way I could do it. All right. When I started probably like when I was 9, 10 years old. And I used to have a really hard time reading. That's why I think a lot of people, I'm not a very good, it takes me a minute. I have to really focus on, I see letters backwards. That's the only thing. So I still fight with it, but I still read. So my origin story goes all the way back to probably when I was like 9 or 10. And my uncle, he was a comic book collector. And he was, maybe late 20s, probably late 20s. He's pretty young. He passed away. But when I was a kid, I was working on the farm. I used to work on the farm when I come up here to Birchwood, Wisconsin. I live in the great north. It gets cold up here. It's already wet and cold right now. It's ridiculous. Snow hasn't flown yet, but it's coming. And we have a farm out here, and right now it's just farmland. And we got a farmhouse there that's been there in the Galvins and Edwardson family for about 125 years. So yeah, it's kind of a stayed in family kind of a thing. And when I used to work out there, I was a city boy. I went all over the place, all over the world. And um, when I was younger, I did a lot of work on the farm. And my grandfather at the time was running, did a lot of dairy and beef cow. And we do our baling of hay every spring, every summer. And it's hard work. And stay there in the summers when I was a kid and spent a lot of time with my uncle. And my uncle used to always have stacks and stacks of like horror. I think that's how I got into the horror comic books and country westerns and all these classics. And they'd be just laying all over on the bedsides in my room and in his room. He had them all over the place. And I was at nighttime, I'd sit there and start learning. He taught me how to read. And then I'd start reading these comics. And one day, after reading a bunch of horrors, he goes, "Here, check out some of these king size annuals." And he sends king size specials and annuals. And I said, "Sure." And got into this. And this is, I'm sure people have seen it, but this is the Fantastic Four issue 5 king size special. Here's the interesting thing about this book. So everybody knows, most of what the Fantastic Four is and all this. And of course, I just got this action figure, by the way. And that is Psycho Man. I just found it, so I had to grab it because this is childhood memory.
Thanks for joining us.
I did pick up.
Oh, sick. That's cool.
Psycho Man. So this is going to go right together with this book, of course. And I have multiples. I have like maybe 5, 6 of these. Every time I come across it, I buy it because it's one of my good memories out of my childhood. So the cool thing is right here, and this is going to get on to my favorite character. So right there on the bottom, it says special bonus, Silver Surfer, a complete feature-length thriller. What's cool about this is when I started reading this, I'm like, it's got a weird, quirky story of like some kind of like Hunchback of Notre Dame in it with the Fantastic Four. Then all of a sudden you get into like the middle and it's 2 spread pages and it's Silver Surfer on his board and the planets are in the background. It's an introduction to Silver Surfer for the very first time before his new series, because his series came out around the same time, right around the same time. And I got introduced to this character. I was blown away because what is Silver Surfer in this realm? He's a herald. He's a slave for Galactus, looking for planets, working all the time. And he's got all this special ability. He's got all these infinite powers and special abilities. But in his actual real world, before he was Silver Surfer, he was a scientist. And he was married and had a beautiful wife. Now, of course, she was a redhead. That's the interesting thing. But the story just jived with me when I was a kid, and I was all in. And after that, because I read a lot of horror comic books too, and I still love them. I still read them. I still get them. And so that's pretty much a G-Man's origin story about the Silver Surfer and this particular comic. So anytime I see it, I always pick it up. I don't care what shape it's in because it's just a childhood memory and it's a good memory,
So that's the book that made you like redheads.
The redheads too, yeah. Probably so. I always keep that one out the side because people ask me all the time. And I just like the character Nolan Rad. Nolan Rad was an interesting character. He really is. Even though with all of his problems, he's always dealing with his humanity. And that's what's always jived with me with the Silver Surfer. Not a lot of people look at it that deeply. I might look into characters and certain things a little bit too deep. I kind of do that. I can't help it. So what I thought I would do here is I'm going to show these are some from wonderful people in the community. This here is from Jim Boatwright and family. Hey, Captain. Oh, holy buddy, what is up? So this is from Jim Boatwright and family and his 3 kids, wonderful kids. I actually have some of their art in my other room. They actually did me some paintings a few years back. It's really cool.
Nice.
But Jim had this done for me. See if you can guess what this is. I might have shown a long time ago, but it's a necklace. Can you see what that is?
Nice.
You flip it around. What does that look like?
It's like a book.
One of the other movies, the original Evil Dead. So the original Evil Dead movie, here's what's cool about this. So Jim actually got the first, from the very first movie, he actually got a piece of wood, probably like this big, from the cabin from the original movie. And he took a chunk of it and made it look like the book. And he did all this himself.
Nice.
So he made this for me. And it's really unique gift. Very, very cool. So
That
thank you,
is
Jim,
sick.
if you're watching this. So it's very, very cool. And so yeah, I'll be wearing that when I probably come down. I'm gonna look like such a nerd. I even got some fancy shoes. Talk about Silver Surfer. Example. There's a gentleman in the community. His name is Art Chemist. And I had
he's badass.
I had some shoes done with his art.
Oh, nice.
And I'm going to be wearing these, sporting these things. I never wear them, especially only on special occasions. So he did me a Silver Surfer shirt, and I had him put them on some shoes. He literally signed them. So this is from somebody in the community. So yeah, I'll be sporting those. And I actually put like gold and silver shoelaces on them.
That's cool.
That's cool. Yeah. Yeah.
Kyle loved your necklace. He thought it was super cool.
What's that?
Kyle liked your necklace. He said it was super cool. Art Chemist is an amazing artist. I love looking at his
I have some pieces from him a while back. There's two Morbius covers he did for me. So, like I said, I like vampires. I like Morbius. A lot of people don't like him because this is different for that. It's hard for them to understand, but there's a lot behind that character. And you also have to think about, I love Blade. So I love when it comes to comic book characters, but when it comes to original Dracula, like in my other room, I can't show you. I have stuff from the first Nosferatu from like the 1920s, the German film. Yeah. I like anything with that. And the cool thing, the reason why I like it, and here's where the nerdum comes from. Okay. So you talk about octopuses. We talk about skulls. We talk about vampires, that kind of thing. Here's the interesting thing. When we read a comic book, when we read a novel, when we read a book, whatever it may be, same thing with history. There's always a little, even the fairy tales. If you look at fairy tales have some truth in a legend of a story. Look at Dracula, for example. He was real. That was a real person. Now, all of this other stuff that's been fantasized, that's made up, Okay, did he sit at a table and dip his bread into blood at a dinner table while he had all those people suffering? Yeah, he probably did. That doesn't mean he was a vampire. Okay, but that's where the vampirism myth came from. And then when you go to the bats and all that kind of stuff, and then we put our human fantasy trip on it. Oh, he's the sparkly vampire. Oh, he's the romantic. But little really though? Really? But it's still a cool character. And that's one thing I've loved about that monster or creature or character, as you want to say. Like I said, so it makes it fun. It does make it fun. And that's why I've always liked it. I think one of my favorite modern day films for Dracula, other than Bram Stoker's Dracula, is Dracula Untold. If you haven't seen it, it's a must watch, because what's so cool about Dracula Untold is it shows his origin. How did he get his power to be who he was? That's interesting. So they did a whole different take, and you've seen different takes. You've seen comedy takes. You've seen tons and tons of stuff. But why does that one character keep coming back over and over and over again? I just got done watching the new one, which I thought was excellent. the Demeter, about the ship,
Oh, okay.
the cursed ship. Now, in Bram Stoker's Dracula, when you read the book, near the end, the ship comes to harbor into London, and everybody's dead on the ship. And this is how Dracula comes to London from Transylvania. And he basically kills everybody on the ship. So in this movie that they did, which I thought was awesome, and it is a Universal film, which is another awesome, because what do we have with Universal? We have all of our classic monsters. Dracula, Frankenstein, Wolfman, all that. Who's putting that out? Universal. Yay. Now I just wish they would get it right. Please. Just we've seen some poopers. But okay, what's cool about the Demeter is, like I said, my buddies kept on asking me about it, and I'm like, well, here's the thing. It's a cursed ship. Everybody's doomed, regardless. In the story, everybody's doomed. But where they did a twist on it, which I think was unique, is there's a couple characters around the ship that jump off the ship and get to shore before the ship is everybody is dead. And at the end, they show a little bit of a bonus, which is cool. So you talk about, there's a nice bonus at the end of that movie. And so that a good kudos on Universal. Hopefully they can try to get their Universal monsters back out there. I really want them to do that. I think that would be fantastic, because we grew up with that when we were kids,
Yeah,
so
I totally agree.
Yes, exactly. Is that Candace?
Yeah.
Sorry, yeah, Candace. Thank you. Absolutely. And so the Demeter was a good movie, and here's what's cool about it. Dracula probably says not even maybe 3 lines throughout the entire movie. I mean, very short, because the whole time you see him, he's in his bat creature form, and he's menacing. The whole movie is like that. You just see him with the original bat face. And it was kind of like that old, when you remember Bram Stoker's Dracula that they did a couple years back with Keanu Reeves, same thing with that, where they show him walking and he goes backs up in the shadows and turns into a bunch of rats. Yeah. That creature, that's who we're talking about. Not the good looking,
Yeah. See, you have Steve who's going to watch that. There you go.
Yeah, it's good. It is definitely good. Let me see. What was I going to say? There was something else around that same subject. Sorry, one of my favorites. So yeah, I'm still working on trying to get my Eerie. Hold on, I got to get my book up. So I keep a book with me and write down and off my checklist. And okay, Eerie. Yeah, it's Eerie 1953, Bram Stoker's first appearance. And it's in issue 12 of that comic. Nice. It's a pre-Golden Age book. So that's one I've been on my list for a long time. Just trying to find a decent copy of it would be nice, So, I mean, all these times I've never had, and this is weird, never had a Michael Myers Halloween book in my collection. Not a single one until recently. And somebody actually did the art for me. Actually, Halloween with Michael Myers on the cover. I don't have a single book. I'm like, really? One of my favorite characters. I'm like, just recently. Same thing goes for Dracula or vampirism in comics. It goes way back. And when you go look at when you go back and you actually, who dat, buddy? What is up, dude? So nice to see you. When you go back and you look at the history of it, it's kind of weird, because you look at, my mission was to look for first vampire in comics or magazines. I don't care where it's at, but the only thing I'm getting is first Bram Stoker in this one book, like his appearance. That's Bram Stoker's story, but actually I'm looking for vampire. What is the first comic, magazine, comic, pulp book? I collect classic pulps as well. I have a huge collection from like 1940s, 1930s, 1950s. All those old pulp painted covers, I have tons of those as well. And even those, there's like, where is this actual story start in literature? Or, I mean, I know in books, the books is like going all the way back. But anyway, sorry, my ramble.
I'm getting interested in this Dracula stuff more in depth detail
Yeah.
than I normally hear about it. So that's cool.
Anyway, sorry about that, guys. So getting back to the community. So there's so many wonderful people out there. The community always surprises me. And these are the people that get it. And I'm talking, we're pretty transparent, you and I think. Yeah. You know, all the drama and all that stuff can just stay in the back door as far as I'm concerned. That's not what it's about. It's about having a good time, good memories,
Yeah.
you know, learning about each other. So this is from Cookie from Just a Little Podcast. And they just had a baby. They just had a baby girl. So beautiful, the baby. And, awesome, Cookie. So if you watch this on the rewind, I'm shouting you out. So I got some artwork that he's done on my desk. He sent me some sketches and stuff. And he does a radio podcast called Just a Little Podcast. And a few years back, he sent me an AOK and he sent me a slab. He did some writing and some little art pieces in the back. And he sent me this like 9/8 of Legends.
Oh, nice.
And it's funny because this is like when I go look it up. And it's kind of a joke book between him and I. And the thing is, it's like first appearance of the Suicide Squad. First appearance of the new Suicide Squad. And then President Ronald Reagan's first appearance. So we got to laugh about that. But it's pretty awesome. So yeah, that was from Cookie. Awesome.
Nice.
Another one in the community, and this is a guy from over in Germany. Oh my goodness. Where did the note go? Oh, I thought I had the note on here. I want to make sure. Sorry, buddy.
That's okay.
What do we do here? Oh my goodness. Talk to the chat. Sorry. Give me a minute. Sorry. Give me a minute.
No worries. Thanks, Hudat, for coming in. Hip hop, I think, Brother Steve, I think I put you in earlier. If not, I'm gonna shout you out again. Kyle, thank you. Kat, thank you for coming in and joining us and showing him support. Appreciate you guys. Hope everybody's having a good Sunday. I gotta watch the second half of the Fins Up. Hopefully I can catch it, or they're winning. But he's gonna be looking for some stuff. But while we're doing here, let's do a little Sunday Fun Day show off until he gets back. So I went to my LCS, 50% off everything. So I was like, oh, I always have a backup here. I thought I had this book in my collection, but I didn't. So I picked up Uncanny X-Men 120. So super stoked about that.
Nice.
So little comic I just picked up. So I'm happy. I'm going to crack this open and have it raw. But for the price, I couldn't pass it up. 50% off everything in the store. So shout out to Fist Comics. Keep an eye on them. They always do 50% off sometimes throughout the year. But that was just a little pickup. And then can't look out for a show for me and Candace. We're going to discuss Disneyland and Disney World because she just visited Disneyland. So hopefully we can do a little stream on her channel or my channel. And we'll talk about what we like about both parks. So I'm looking forward to that. And Rudy, thanks for joining, brother. Hope you're having a good Sunday. I appreciate you. And then a couple days before, he gave me a great price. I picked this up too. Uncanny 137. I always loved this cover, but can't wait. Hopefully to finish my X-Men run from 95 all the way up to 300. So I'm getting close.
Excellent, buddy.
My one that I'm still trying to finish is my Transformers. I need one more book. So I'm getting close to that. Oh, yes. Then we have to have it. So we're going to totally discuss Disneyland and Disney World. Arsenio, what's up? Thanks for joining us. I appreciate you. Do your errands, brother. Rudy, you got to do what you got to do. I'm actually washing clothes while I'm doing this too. Tim, what's up, Tim Stacy? Catch his amazing Batman sketch he was doing at the Cincinnati Con, if I'm correct. An amazing artist. Love him to death. I met him through Team Nerd Herd, but this guy's amazing. I bought a piece. Your piece will always stay up there, Tim. My She-Ra that he drew blew me away. I had no, I was shocked, but I love that piece. I still have it in my intro. I don't know if you caught that, Tim. I'm gonna need to put in an order for some of those Taylor Swift prints for a couple of nieces for my wife. They're big old Taylor Swift fans, and I totally forgot to put that order in. So I'm gonna DM you and order probably like 4 of those. So look out for my DM there, brother. But some commissions or anything, Tim's always there. He's a great artist. I love his work, but his Batman was sick. If you follow him, check him out. I think he probably posted up on his Instagram account. He was doing a live drawing earlier today. All right.
I'm sorry, buddy. My side is all messed up here.
That's okay.
All right, there we go. Sorry. Awesome. It's technical issues. I've had internet problems all day. Sorry.
We're both having technical problems, and I couldn't open the files. I don't know why. I was having trouble today too. It happens.
Okay, here we go. All right, so getting back to some of my favorite stuff from people from over in Germany. I actually have some books on my wall. Of course, Morbius, the Living Vampire. There is some German versions of them, so they're imports. So the cover is a tiny bit different. I can't show. I was trying to pull them down. I couldn't do it. I got them mounted into the wall, but I can show another one. This is actually a Fantastic Four issue. This is issue 45. It says, and this is all in German. And this is by from Valerian Vigilante. If you guys know who he is, he does with Sean on Fridays. They do a show. It's usually on Fridays during the afternoon. They talk about movies, all the classic 80 movies and anything recent. And they talk a little bit of their comics as well. They're huge Conan fans as well. Awesome. But he'll post once in a while. But check this out. He sent me this.
Oh, nice.
So that's all in German. Very, very cool. Big shout out to him. So thank you, buddy. And then, we cannot. So about 5 years or so ago, I got this letter on the back. I keep everything with a letter on the back of the comic or whatever they said on the back of it from the AOKs from people on there. Those always stay with me. And, everybody doesn't like this cover because they call it the poopy cover. Okay. I don't know why. It's because of the color of the book. It's not one of their favorites, but it's still one of my favorites because of the character. And it's actually Fantastic Four issue 50. And why this is special. This is a 5-0.
Nice.
So this cover is actually that brown cover that nobody likes, but I love it. And this is actually an AOK from Steve Whiting. Steve Whiting sent me this on my birthday a couple of years back. So big shout out to Steve. So this is one of my favorites, of course. They're all my favorites. You can't just have one. You can't have one. So big shout out to Steve. And then we have Dr. the Parm. Call him Parm. And that's his real name. He is a doctor. He sent me an AOK last year here. And awesome, dude. Thanks. Yes. That's it. Sorry.
Yes, it is, Rudy.
He's a really cool dude. Very, very cool dude. He's usually on with Sean on Fridays on State Puff's show. On State Puff. I should have posted the link. I should have thought about that. Sorry. So from Parm, he lives in the States here. He's actually a doctor, and he sent me a letter, and he sent me some books, and this was just blew me away. This is volume 1, issue 3. This is from 1944. I like my military magazines, but you're going to see why this is cool. So this is the Marines.
That is cool.
Of course, you have all your propaganda here. I mean, that was during the war.
Cool.
This is from 1944. Octopus creature. Yeah. So he knew what I liked. And this is cool.
Is
so
awesome.
The same guy, same gentleman sent me this. Let me go some more silver. I'm going to jump now. So that was Golden Age. This one's Silver Age. This is from 1966. That's a gold key. This is Megas Robot Fighter. He sent me this 4.0 slab.
Oh, wow.
Very, very cool from Gold Key.
Yeah, that's beautiful.
So that's 57 years old, about my age right now. And at the same time, I like my pre-code horror, and this has got a very Creature from the Black Lagoon. Sorry, I got to read what this says. Right. Mike Savusky. This is a Ace Magazine, issue 3 from 1952. Baffling Mysteries, issue 7.
Oh, sick.
Yeah, really, really cool. I love the pre-code horror stuff. So, big shout out to you, Parm. Dude, you're the man. But yeah, that was like this last year. He sent that to my house, and I was like literally crying when I opened it. It means a lot.
Those colors are
you're doing. Here's the thing. Here's the thing, George. It's like, you're doing something right when people appreciate what you do, and that means more than anything to me, like big time. So seriously, my wife is just like, wow. I go, yeah. So much love, you guys. Seriously.
That's because you're a genuine good guy, brother.
Oh yeah, thanks. You are too. All right, so then getting into some of my favorites. This is getting kind of long and drawn out. I apologize, bud.
That's okay. This is your show, bro. We do it at your pace and the way you do it. I love this. Of course, another favorite of mine, Silver Surfer. We're going to go to Silver Surfer, and then we'll kind of go down from there. So this one here is the direct edition. This is from 1982. And this was where is my flashlight? Because I am blind. Yeah, this is the Mephisto, Shalaba, and Doombot's appearance, the original Silver Surfer retold flashback. And the covers by John Burns, Tom Palmer, and Johnny by Bon Burns and Stanley. And a lot of people have seen this, but here's the cool thing. Oh, that's the black. Yeah.
Love this one.
Yep.
So I got 9.2 of that.
That is sick.
And I actually found that same artist that did that produced some music.
Oh, yeah.
And they got this. And it actually sounds really good. I was like shocked. There's a whole art book in there. Very, very cool. I enjoyed very much a couple of years back when Donny Cates did Silver Surfer Black. I liked the artwork because it brought back that retro style. The story, a little bit different. But Zen,
What's
yes.
up, brother?
Another good community member right
Yes.
there. If you aren't checking him out, you better. Yep. Good dude.
What's up, brother?
So Silver Surfer Black.
Oh, that's a great cover.
Yeah, I love this. Galactus in the background. It's
Yeah.
absolutely gorgeous. Love that. So yeah, very, very cool. And then when we get into the classics, I get into the fantasy masterpiece. I have a whole line of that.
Come down to Florida, G man.
Of course. And then there's the Fantasy Masterpiece #1. And I have a slab of that as well. But I want to show you something. This 9.4. This is a 9.4 slab of the same one. And where was it? There's actually, it's amazing how much is wrong with this book. And I got a 9.4. See that?
Yeah, that's crazy.
See all that?
Yeah.
There is a lot wrong with this book.
And it got a still.
And I got a 9.4. That's what blows me away. That's why I collect slabs. I have boxes of slabs. I do the same thing as everybody else. It's nice little investment pieces for my grandkids and stuff like that when I go on. That's something they can, do something with. So that's the reason why I like it. And that's my favorite. And then, of course, because I still can't pull it from my hands to bring it to a grading facility and trust them with my book. I want to get it graded. I know it's probably, I would say 8.5 maybe. Hang on. Something I just noticed. What is going on here? What? Hold on. I just noticed something on this book. I'm trying to fix something.
Okay.
Really?
You're doing that. Scott says hello and to the Queen.
Yay. Thank you, Scott. That's another good buddy of mine. He lives up in Maine. Good dude. Good dude. I got a lot of his artwork. He sent me a bunch of art panels. Very cool stuff. This book. Oh, this is from Scott Farr. He sent me a metal cup. Look at it.
Oh, nice.
That's engraved Morbius on the cover. I use it all the time with Scott. Still use it. And he sent me some actual art cells from some of the Morbius books that are done by the artist. So yeah, very, very cool. So I'm putting this one away and going with the new one. Sorry about that, Cajun.
You're okay, dude.
All right. So then on to some of my favorites. So here's the original #1. It's probably maybe an 8 because of this line right here. I mean, if I look at this 9.4, it makes me laugh. I look at this and look at what's going on with it, and this couldn't get the same. Give me a break.
Yeah.
It's pretty bound. It's pretty square bound.
Yep.
It's nice. There's no rips or tears on the inside. Just, it's got a lot of love. And then, of course, on the top of that, we go with my other favorite Silver Surfer, #3, First Mephisto.
I love that cover.
Yeah, it's very cool. Yeah, it's very cool. And if you haven't seen some of the stuff with Scarlet Witch and stuff, that's interesting too. Another favorite character of mine. So my favorite, Silver Surfer, Morbius, the Living Vampire, Blade. Scarlet Witch is one of my favorites. I've got actually big movie marquees in my living room or my den with the Doctor Strange of Madness. I love that movie. I'm sorry. I thought it was great. People hated it because she came in and boom, she's a woman, she's powerful, and she wiped everybody out just like that. I mean, yeah, they actually told her weakness, but she just came in and kicked butt. Done. No bull crap, just done. But I got a lot of her. I think what's her name? Elizabeth Olsen does an awesome job playing Scarlet Witch. So she's been a villain. She's been a good person. Good. She's in the middle. She's like an anti-villain. So I kind of like my anti-villains like in the middle. They can go either way, and they really can. They can go either way. When you look at Morbius the first time, he wasn't that good. You look at Blade, he wasn't that great at the first time, So they all got these little stories behind them. And you look at how many times all of our characters have died and come back again. Go.
Totally.
Yeah. And then another one that you're going to think I'm really weird here, but that's okay. I'm kind of yeah. So another one here. Love this cover.
That's a great cover. Yeah.
Silver Surfer Black. Love this.
Yeah.
Another Silver Surfer Black. Another one of my favorites covers. Yeah. Beautiful. And then the classic Mobius.
Yeah. Classics.
Very, very nice. I have multiple copies of this particular book. And then, okay, this is weird with me. So you know how you get those like really weird quirks in your collection? You're like, okay, like for example, I started the king size annual. Anytime I see it, I buy it. Anytime I see it, I buy it. So here's another one. So my goal was, don't ask me why, just because nobody has done this or nobody's doing this. So I want 100 copies in my collection. That one box is dedicated to these 100 copies. And then I'll sort through them. Whatever the bad ones are, I'll just sort through them and get all the minty ones, right? So another one, classic.
Yes.
Number one, the third, they call it the third series. They literally call that black one the second series. It's really weird. I don't consider that. This is like, they call this the third series in the run, the Silver Surfer. But I love this. This has got Nova in it. Excellent. So I have been collecting these every time I come across them. I don't care if there's 5 or 6 of them. They're reasonable. I buy them and I put them in a box until I can go sort through them and look at the grades. I'm trying to collect 100 of these.
Oh, wow.
Just a weird goal. I don't know. Let's call it weird, but so when the grandkids, like when I'm long gone, they're going to be like,
why do you buy 100?
What am I thinking of? Why do I got 100 in this box? I'm just to be funny.
I can't say you're weird because I collect Alpha Flight 33 every time I see it, and I don't know why.
Another good one. So, another good one, Fantastic Four, number 74.
Oh, yeah.
Beautiful book.
I love that cover, too.
Absolutely gorgeous.
And
another one I just got recently, it was weird. So, the whole Scarlet Witch story and everything from Doctor Doom, Agatha Harkness. Okay, I had her, but it wasn't a great condition book. It was a red copy. And just recently I was able to pick up one, and I actually got 2. And first, Agatha Harkness, Fantastic Four. So the whole origin of, and you get into Scarlet Witch and her character has a lot to do with that book. And then one of my other favorite kind of slash. Now this is interesting. So this goes back to like, what is it? The 80s or late 80s? I think it's late 80s. Going back to Dracula again. So one of my favorite classics that was kind of, and here's the interesting side note. Remember Married with Children?
Uh-huh.
Remember Marcy, the neighbor? The crazy neighbors?
Uh-huh.
Okay. She's in this movie. She's in this movie. And they turn her into this gorgeous redhead in this white. She's an awesome looking vampire. And they like grew her up really quick in the movie. Fright Night. Do you guys remember Fright Night? The original Fright Night? Excellent movie. Yeah, he's a sexy vampire and blah, blah, blah. Boy, don't mess with him. He totally turns. And that actually had one of my favorite actors, Malcolm McDowell. He's passed away now, but he's part of the whole McDowell brothers. That if there's another one that's been in lots of different movies like Clockwork Orange. That guy, not that guy. That's his brother. I'm saying the wrong name, so I apologize. So this guy here. So this is from Now, a Now comic series that was out back then. Now What? And this literally has the Fright Night, and he played a movie actor who was playing in the horror movies. So that guy there. And here is an homage cover, Ice Cream Man.
Oh, Ice Cream,
but look at this. It's Fright Night. It actually has the Fright Night homage. Cool. Yeah, isn't that cool? Yeah. Very, very cool. But I put that in the back of this because one of my favorite movies for Dracula. And it actually had a comedy kind of a side twist. But really good. So sorry. Cool. How long have we been going? Okay, 1 hour, exactly 1 hour.
Yeah.
Okay, good. Trying to keep myself reined in. You guys are awesome. So all right. Getting into some Star Trek. So recently I was talking a little bit about Star Trek.
Oh, they love
it. Thank you. Thank you, Zen. So I get caught up and I am loving this series. Yes. Malcolm McDowell was
Broomstick as well as an animated with Angelo. Oh, library.
Thank
Oh,
you, buddy. Yes, he
nice.
was also in the movie. He was also in the movie, which a lot of people don't realize. There's actually an old black and white. You can actually find it on YouTube. And one of the classics too I collect is anything with a golem. And it's actually, here's the cool thing about this. Now, remember what I just said earlier? History, legends, and fairy
Mhm.
tales. So one of the classic horror, or I should say classic legend tales, it's actually in the Jewish community. Now, I don't want to get it incorrect. So I apologize for anybody in the Jewish community. Please forgive me. Um, there is, if you look at the historical reference behind the character, is the golem. And the golem was a huge stone based creature, but he was actually a guardian before he became like, and then he will wind up being Armageddon on the planet. But he's actually a protector. In actual legendary story, the golem was a protection of towns. He protected people, protected the towns. But if you messed up on the whole thing, bad things were going to happen, plain and simple. But he was indestructible, indestructible. So in the classics from like, I think it was like 1915, maybe in the early 60s, there was a movie called It.
Right.
Big exclamation point, It. And it has that actor, this actor right here, playing in it. And he's playing in a museum. And in the
Oh, I
museum,
watched
you
that.
find, in the museum, you see a burnt out statue, and it's of a golem. Now, here's the creepy thing about this movie. The movie is very cheesy because it's old, right?
Yeah.
But what's cool about it is the end of the world is in the movie. You're going to see the end of the world in the movie. But what's cool is when it comes to life, you never actually see the creature move. It's like this. And then all of a sudden they pan away and then it's moved again. And then a second, it's moved again. Or it's strangling somebody, but you never see it move. It's always in motion. Then stop, motion, stop. And it's creepy, but the movie is good. It's cheesy and it's good. Just check it out.
I gotta
But
rewatch it. Yeah.
if you look at it, you can actually find it for free, I think, on YouTube. I think YouTube actually might be streaming it for free. But it's called It. Big black and white letters, It. And so that was the first It movie. I remember telling this to people years back, and they're like, no, there's no such thing. I go, yes, there was. I watched it. There's such a thing. I actually
Yeah,
look it up. But the cool thing about the creature, the golem, is if you look up, I collect a lot. Over the years, I've collected periodically golem stories, even new ones that have come out. It has anything to do with the golem. I've actually put that aside. So that's kind of set on the side because it's actually a legendary story. It's actually a fairy tale, folk tale, I guess you want to call it. So like I said, any of these stories, any of these things we read, I always say there's a little grain of truth somewhere in there, just a tiny bit. You know what I'm saying? Which makes it fascinating when you think about it, especially when it comes to ideas and people's ideas and creativity. When they think about, look at Star Wars. They mixed a whale and tentacles on the back of a whale. That was cool. I'm sorry, I'm going to get back into that. I think that was so neat.
I love
So,
it.
okay, Star Trek. So I recently got caught up with Star Trek. I'm a huge Star Trek fan. I'm older, so I mean, Star Trek has been around since I've been born, 66.
Yeah.
So it's made in 66. I'm 67 now, so it's I was born in 66. So I've been watching Star Trek, and I've watched every Star Trek. I just got caught up on all the most recent Star Treks that have come out in the last few years. I got 2 more episodes of Enterprise. I'm just trying to finish that. It's grueling for me right now because it's kind of off on the story realm. My favorite, I did watch Discovery. Thought Discovery was good for what it is. I think it's excellent. I love the characters that are on it. Excellent story. Different time, different genre. So this is the thing. During our books, even our comic books that we collect and the stuff we like, always think about the history. That's one thing cool about comic book collecting and anything you collect of antiques, cards, no matter what it is. During that time, something special was going on in history. And it always, like an example, this brings me back to my childhood on the farm. I think of it right away, and the good times I had, right away. And yeah, okay, wait, you call it a time machine or whatever,
Yeah.
but it's like that's what it's like, and it's fun. So back in the books. Sorry, Star Trek: Strange New Worlds. I'm loving this. This is my new captain. This Captain Christopher Pike is awesome. Looks like the original character from Menagerie. Looks like the same character from Cage. They did a really good cross reference. So, Strange New Worlds, if you haven't watched it, there's 2 seasons of it. So good. So good.
So how about Picard? What did you think of Picard?
I watched it. Okay. My buddy warned me about second season. I still watched the whole thing. Yeah, he was right about the second season. I think it was good. It was good. It was very good. I don't think it was great. Still good. I feel like they're rehashing some stories, we've seen before already, and kind of bringing them back, but a different time, different placement. So, see, Scott. See? There it is.
I said I will not say that word.
I told. That's my secret word.
Oh my god!
All right, I'll continue.
Scott,
sorry, Scott. Okay, see, boom.
That was good.
I tell my boys every time, even my buddies, if the G-Man goes off tilter, just say squirrel, and I'll reel myself. See, it worked. I'm reeling myself in.
Oh,
thank you, Scott. Love you, buddy. He's a good dude. Trust me, he's a good dude. Okay, continue. So, this is Tales to Astonish, issue 9, 1960. This is with some Jack Kirby work, but it doesn't say it anywhere in the book. Mr. Drum.
That is beautiful.
Very, very cool book. Tales to Astonish. Love this series. Just showing you some of my favorites. I just pulled out really quick. I have for years tried to find a decent copy of this. It's always in rough because you can never see what's on the front cover. And I like some of my classic Charlton comics. So here's the Charlton #1, Beyond the Grave. But what's so hard to see because these are beat up so bad, which is right here.
Yep.
So that's like a mirror, and something's coming through the mirror through the other side. And a creature's coming through it, which is interesting. And you can never make it out because the copies are so beat up all the time. But I found one. This is probably like a 9/8 candidate all day long.
That's beautiful.
It's really, really nice. And on the same line, another classic Charlton. This one here is from 1968. The first, what is it? They say first appearance of the Old Witch. See it as another character. And this one here is #1 from 1968. Beautiful 9/8 copy all day long. These are always beat up, but beautiful.
I can look at older books all day because they're so.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Another Charlton comic. Creepy things like Stranger Things. #1. Got the series of this. Look at that. Beautiful. Nice. You never see this in good condition. But yeah, really, really nice. This is from 1975. I got the series of that. And of course, a little bit of my Dracula, #3.
Nice. Yes.
#13. This is actually first cameo appearance of Deacon Frost. Now, a little side note. I should have brought out a blade. I might not have a blade here. I know I do. Here's an interesting thing. So, for all you comic book nerds out there, like Dracula, like Blade, like Morbius, the Living Vampire, for example, did you know that Blade, in the original story that they produced, he was bitten by Morbius, the Living Vampire? Before they changed the origin story to where Blade's mother got bitten by Deacon Frost, the way they did it in the movie. Now, when you watch the edited version of Blade, Go back and watch the edited version of it. At the very end of Blade, you see Blade on top of the building, and there's sunlight. So of course he's a daywalker, and he looks across the buildings, and right there and then, that was the very first appearance of Morbius. You see him on the other side, and he's all shrouded up. He's all covered up, and he's got glasses on. And he looks at him, and you see this guy come out and looks at Blade right at the end of the movie. There's like the intro credits at the end. You'll see Blade look across, and he's looking at this guy. And then they pan over there, and you see this guy walk out, and he's all shrouded up. That's supposed to be Morbius's first appearance. So in the original story, before Deacon Frost bit Blade's mother on Blade.
Oh no, G-Man.
I'm still talking.
All right, we're good. I thought
Are we good?
You.
Good. Sorry. So, yeah, Deacon Frost bit Blade's mother, and that's how Blade got his powers. But in actuality, Blade was bitten by Morbius, and that's how he got his powers. And they changed the story in the timeline. So just be aware of that. So it's cool for me because I'm loving it because, of course, it's a vampire. This is Dracula. And then you got Blade. And he actually made what made Marvel, the Marvel Universe, what it is today, the Blade movie.
Blade movies, yeah.
Yeah, they were almost bankrupt back then when that Blade movie was coming out. You know, and it was like a sleeper hit. And all of a sudden, boom, it took off. So during that, we got Blade Legend. What is up, buddy? Thank you for being here. So back then also, then you have, and now we have the new Blade that's coming out, which I'm looking forward to. Can't wait to see that. I really want to see that character play Blade. And awesome. So I got 2 vampire creatures in the Marvel Universe, just in comic book format alone. My favorite, making their movie appearances, which is awesome for me. And of course, yeah, I love the Blade movies. No, who doesn't? Perry, what is up? Number 18, I'll continue. I apologize. Ramble. Number 25. Then we got some, I also like my Werewolf by Night.
Oh, what the deuce?
Deuce, what is up, buddy? Thank you for being here. Number 45.
Nice.
And then, of course, Dracula. Another character of mine, and she's very famous. She just made, that's another woman. Thank you, you guys. You guys are awesome. So another woman character. I see, you know, I always go for that strong woman, female, intelligent
Redhead.
Stereotype when it comes to these things. Scarlet Witch. Who's the other one? She's actually in a video game that was produced a couple months back, and that was Diablo, the new Diablo. And who's the famous character that's in it?
Oh,
anybody tell me?
Diablo. Does anybody know?
Lilith.
Ah.
One of my other favorite kind of villainous characters. But what's cool about it is her story has been changed. Go and look up the actual story of Lilith. That will blow you away. Getting back to history, getting back to legends, getting back to that story again. I think she's in the Bible. I think. Sorry, legend, I might be wrong, but I think she is. And I think that particular character is in there as well. So this one, first appearance of Lilith.
Oh, nice.
Vault of Horror. Very cool. I like this character as well.
Beautiful.
Another vampire creature. Now, this is apparently in the comic form when it comes to Lilith. She's actually Dracula's daughter.
Oh.
And just recently, they just produced Blade's daughter in the most modern comics. Now you got a Blade's daughter. So, yeah, very, very cool.
What the deuce knew.
And then she was also, this is her first appearance, giant-sized chillers.
She looks hot in Diablo.
Yeah, she does. Holy wow. And here's her first appearance with Dracula in giant-sized chillers.
Nice.
So let's do that one. And some more Werewolf by Night. I always get this. This one here, I made a note of it. The Origin of Werewolf by Night is in this book, in number 15. There's also number 16. There's kind of weird, wonky things about some of these series that I like. They're just something unusual. So the more unusual, the better. It doesn't have to be first appearances to me. But I have boxes of these. Another one from 1961. I just seen recently somebody had posted a set of these. That was beautiful copies. And this is the Sea Devils from 1961. And it's got 2 stories in it, but very cool cover.
Oh, that's a sweet cover.
Octopus, as you can see. But very, very cool. And then we have from 1944, Fast Atomic Boy. Yeah, this was, Marvel, Mr. Marvel.
Nice.
From 1944. Tales to Astonish again. This one here is from 1962, issue 34. Nice copy.
Oh, yeah. Are you frozen for a second? Can you show that one more time, Gina?
Yep.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
This has the Invaders in it, Strange Feet, and it's Jack Kirby all day long.
Sick.
Then we got some giant size Avengers. This is giant size Avengers. I like my giant size and king sizes. Go figure, right?
That's a great cover.
Number 1. Beautiful cover. Marvel Tales. Pick these up periodically as well. This is issue 20. Yeah, this is issue 20, 25 center. Very cool book. Doctor Doom. Getting back to Doctor Doom. Who's the other villain that everybody's waiting for? Doctor Doom. He's got his hands in everything. Everything. So, I mean, think about it. They ever get that character out? Yes. There you go. Yep. Yes. Very cool. Very, very cool. Yeah, well, that's just so you can see if you're still, her first appearance is in this. Giant Chiller's Dracula. The Curse of Dracula. That's her first appearance. Cassandra. And then in the magazine, that's her other first appearance in Vault of Horror in the magazine format. So if you're looking for those are the ones you want. And they're pretty affordable still. Then we got this classic Fantastic Four, 86 or 1969, Stanley and Jack Kirby. Boom.
Yes.
Beautiful copy.
But I was about to say that.
I thought I'd show some of the, Bronze Age as well. Giant Size Defenders, 1974.
74, yeah.
Beautiful book. And then Forbidden Worlds. I'm a huge, like I said, pre-code horror. I also like my science fiction and horror mix, sort of. Yeah, they're good. Yeah.
Yeah.
You want to find it interesting? Look, if you haven't seen it, it's kind of. But look up the new Diablo video game intro. There's a big introduction of her there in the beginning. Now that's a totally different story. Now the interesting thing about this character, like I said, is actually in legends, in fairy tales, her name comes up multiple times. She's supposed to be like Lilith was supposed to be like the, if I'm not mistaken, first of creation before Eve, around the same time. She was another character in stories, in the stories of legends. So it's an interesting character how she keeps coming back in different forms. So science fiction and horror as well. I love Forbidden Worlds. It's another series I've been collecting over the years.
Nice.
Number 129 from 1965. Beautiful book. Another one with like the abominable snowman on it. This one's from this is a 10 center actually. This is from February 1952, 1953. Heart of the Snow Maiden, The Little Witch, The Ghosts, The Soul Collector, and The Sinister Double. That's how many stories were in this book. Adventures into the Unknown. It was a beautiful book from
That's beautiful.
1952,
Yeah,
53. Yeah.
that's
I love these stories. I collect all of that. Another one going back a little older. So that one was 1952, 1953, right around there. Then around the same time, there was also, this is issue 14 from 1950. This is getting into your pre-code horror. So you won't see that authentic. You won't see this. So when I talk about pre-code horror, this is what I'm talking about. Big bold letters right there. There's the code. Yes, I have. It is awesome. I'll talk about that. Don't worry. That game rocks. So here's the pre-code. Here's the code horror thing. So they got it on this one. This is from 1965, of course. So this is that whole when they start, what is it? Editing our books, apparently. So this is before that. So this one is 1950. So you won't see that on here. So the covers are always very subjective.
yeah.
Either, this is awesome. So this is the same thing. Adventures into the Unknown. This is Forbidden Worlds. Adventures in the Unknown. Adventures into the Unknown. House of Secrets. Go figure. Love this. Very underrated series, but really cool. Think of Ice Cream Man. This is what I think of right away when I see this, but I love this cover. So this is like probably a 9 all day long.
Oh, nice.
Look at that.
I love that.
It's purple on my end. It looks blue on here. So censorship. There you go, Deuce. Yep. But look at that. Beautiful cover. And that one was number 123. And then the same thing, some Jack Kirby work. And this is number 35, The Witching Hour. Then some ASMs. Of course, I got to love my ASMs. Issue 100.
Yep. Great
Beautiful
cover.
copy.
Yeah.
Then guess what comes up next? Of course. 101. First Morbius. And I have 2 or 3 copies of the first Morbius. And I got his reprints. And I got his facsimiles, of course. And then we got the Adventures into Fear from issue 20 to 31. Thank you, buddy. So from Adventures into Fear, which was actually the first appearance, I'm trying to remember what issue, of Man-Thing, I think it was. He was in that run of Adventures into Fear. But the Adventures into Fear that I liked was issue 20 to 31. And of course,
yes,
Morbius the Living Vampire. And this one is a hard one to get. This has got the first Blade in this series. But very, very cool. And he's kind of a punk in this. I'm kind of disappointed. Blade's kind of a punk in this series. It's sad. But it's cool. All right, so I kind of mixed it up a little bit here. Yes, that was an excellent video last night. Legend, I seen it too. Excellent.
I still have to watch it.
Vision and Scarlet Witch, 12-part series. She actually gets pregnant
Yeah.
in this series.
Yep.
This is a great run. If you're a Scarlet Witch or Vision fan, you should have this in your collection. No excuses. But it's a 1 through 12 issue set. It's really good. And then I got some stuff. This one is, here's from Strange Academy. This is recent. Beautiful. Look at that red. That red just pops. Scarlet Witch, of course, on the cover. Then I got a version of it. And of course, I got the foil of it. I have the foil of it as well. Another character that I like. Smart, intelligent warrior. Can't forget Red Sonja. And you can't forget Deja Thoris. So, Deja Thoris, I'm a big fan. I loved the movie they did with John Carpenter on Mars. Love that movie. That brings me back to like my childhood with all those old stories, science fiction stories we read when we were kids. So here is This is a reprint. I'm still looking for an original of it. This is from Gold Key. This is John Carpenter of Mars.
Oh, that's cool.
This is the first appearance of Deja Thoris as well in this series. Now, she was a princess, but she was also a warrior, and she was intelligent. Thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up for me. Love it. And Red Sonja,
Oh yeah.
1976. And then more modern, kind of went back and forth here, so sorry about that. Love this cover. This is actually Tegio Da. I can't pronounce his name, doggone it. But it's a virgin cover. Beautiful Red Sonja. Look at the tentacle octopus. She's going to fight a kraken.
Yeah.
But very cool. Giant size superheroes. Of course, who's he fighting? Number one, Dracula and Wolfman.
That's cool.
Boom. And it's going to look a lot like this one. Giant size Superman, Spider-Man, Dracula.
Nice.
So you can see it. They're a little bit different. There's number one, the size. Look at the difference. One superheroes, just a tiny bit different.
Mm-hmm.
And then the series from the Chillers that you've seen with the first Lilith cover. Oh, thank you. Yes, yes. Yeah. And also, Art Jim did one a couple years ago of Scarlet Witch. Oh, that cover was absolutely gorgeous.
That's cool.
Yes, awesome. Thank you. Yeah, they are very, very cool. And then this was, so they reprinted, or this is original copy, not a reprint, but at the same time they did Chillers, they tried to reboot it, do something a little bit differently, and then they made this. So right around the same time, when they did, cool. I'll show you, when they did this cover, so I'm staying on track. All right. So, giant size Chillers. You can see number one. That's the first Lilith. Then you go to it again, and wham! Look how different it is.
Yeah.
And it's right around the same time. This one's 35 cents. That one was 50 cents. But look, how unique octopus creature. Win-win. Win and a win. I'm happy. And then we go to giant size Chillers number 2. This is cool. This has got. I love the cover of this.
Oh yeah.
And on the back of this, there's actually 10 stories in this book. This is actually this is from 1975, and some of them are like 1 or 2 pages, but it literally got 10 stories in it. This has the treasures with death. Let me see if I can read this. The treasures with death. The house on Brook Street. The Triple Cross. Let's face it. The complex next door. The Pit of Fear. The Watchers. The Fight for Life. The Next World. I Love a Mermaid.
That's cool.
All in this one book. So it was really cool. That's one thing I loved about these, because they tell multiple stories. And sometimes what's really cool is a lot of our artists and our creators got their notoriety in some of these books. A lot of people don't pay attention to that. And that's really cool. If you're collecting stuck books, I don't collect stuck books. I just happen to get lucky. So it's like, hey, that's a stuck book. Oh, well, win-win. You know, that's how I see it. So. All right. Let me see. Show some more slabs. You want to see some more slabs?
Yeah.
All right. Let's show. All right. So I like the original X-Men. I mean, see if I can find this. My buddy out there and the Avengers, but I like Chris Claremont. I've always been a big Chris Claremont fan.
Oh yeah, I love his run.
And I don't know why. I am not finding it. What happened to it? All right. So I like Marvel Team Up as well. So I have a where is it? Okay. So I got a 9.0 of Marvel Team Up number issue 100. And this is literally signed by Chris Claremont on the first page. And it's been authenticated, so it's got a yellow label on it. So it's very cool with Fantastic Four, one of my favorites. So it's always cool to have some of your genres of like Fantastic Four. You're a Fantastic Four fan. You'll see him sneak into a Spider-Man book or vice versa. You know, it's always cool. And of course, the most recent one, which was this is signed as well. And this is the classic king size annual Avengers 8.5.
Nice.
So his signature is right there. This has actually got, sorry about that. My flashlight. This has two signatures on it. John Rubens, is it John Rubenstein?
Yeah.
No, Chris Claremont. Yep. John Rubens and Chris Claremont. Yep. That's whose signature, which is cool. And so that's kind of like a double signature. There we go. Great book. Awesome.
Great book. I think one of the best covers.
big shout out to Who Dat. So if Who Dat's watching, I actually got that off one of his auctions. I said, I'll take that. Nobody wanted it. I'm like, yeah. I'll go in my collection. It's one I don't have. And it's signed and it's already graded. Don't have to worry about sending it off. I'm good. So you get lucky like that sometimes too, which is cool. You know, you get lucky. And I'm good with that. See, to me, when it comes to grading, it's like, when it comes to Golden Age and books, I try to find, even with the modern and the bronze, I try to find a 5 or better. If I hit a 5 or better, awesome. But if it gets into the pre-Golden Age, pre-code horror, sometimes you're going to find them beat up. If you come across them and you get a good deal on them, buy them. You know, why not? You know, I don't care what condition they are in. The history and the story and everything behind it is so much more important to me. And I can share this with my grandkids. When I see my grandkids get, oh God, there goes grandpa again, you know, blah, 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 blah. But that is our responsibility as parents, as grandparents, to keep the tradition alive. And how do you do that? Just like what happened to me when I was growing up. My uncle introduced me to books, helped me read, introduced me into comics, and then down the rabbit hole I went after that. But I have brought my kids up with reading, not digitally. Yes, they read digitally. Technology is awesome, but it's only as good as the user. So tell me what happens. Tell me what happens when all of a sudden one day these just take a fritz and you lose all communication. Same thing with our computers, what we're doing right here, right now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you can read your digital copy and all that great stuff. Excellent. But when this dies, or if it decides to have a massive EMP boost across the entire planet and we lose everything, who's going to be the happy camper? I can take this out of a slab. I can go back and read this raw copy and still have a good time, still have something to read. Even books. I mean, I got novels up there. You know, read. It helps. It helps in so many ways. And you learn so much too. Let me see. What did I get into? What did I talk about? So, astronomy. So can we talk a little bit about astronomy? I love astronomy. That's another thing that's I've been very passionate about. I'm a big Neil deGrasse Tyson fan. Love that dude. You have no idea. Got his most recent book called Starry Nights. It's so good, you guys. Everybody should be at least reading it. It comes out in little chapters, and there's about everything that's going on in our history. And he does it in a scientific thought. So don't think of it as hearsay. Think of it with an open mind. You don't have to be judgmental on it. Just understand it. You know what I'm saying? And that's what's cool about it. Anyway, I just got done watching, and I was geeking out. So there you go, buddy. Martin is so cool. I love Martin. By the way, when I decided to start the shows up, me and Martin, just a hint, I'll throw it out there on your show. We're going to be talking about particular types of foods and the definitions of some of our languages from the United States to Britain. Like an example, when I say scone, what is a scone to you in the Americas? When you think of a scone as a what? A
Like
biscuit?
a biscuit.
Okay. Over there, it's not considered a biscuit. So I know Martin might be listening in the background. But we've talked about this, and it comes up multiple times. Even when you go like down south, there's different words or meanings for different types of foods and dishes.
Yeah.
So we've had this. A cookie and a biscuit is not the same, not the way we see it. It's totally different over there. So we're going to do like a little tiny a snidbit on that. It'll be fun.
Yeah, because soda over here is soda pop, more Midwest East.
Exactly. Pop.
Yeah.
Coke.
Yep.
Yeah. Yep. Exactly. Like
we
don't
have
drink
French
too much
fries.
Kool-Aid.
Yeah. Me and Glenn go back and forth. Glenn 2K, because he's from London, and we have fries. They have chips.
Yes.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I love the way they do it over there. You know, the fish and chips over there. You got your fish and chips. It comes wrapped up in a newspaper, and the potatoes all in one thing. Just I love the gritness of it.
That's the thing I love about this show or the shows that I try to do. And it goes back to food, which I love. Every episode has food.
Yep, always goes to food. Always.
No, this is great. I love everything you have is bangers, dude. I love where you're showing and everything.
Good. It's been fun, and it is truly an honor, buddy George. I really appreciate it, big time. So this was a lot of fun.
The honor's mine, dude, and this is your official first solo live stream
pretty much
guest.
But as a guest on somebody else's show. Yeah.
This is no guest. My show's never a guest. It's friends hanging out and geeking out.
Thank you.
I appreciate you being here, dude. And you're almost. I think you might have beat John's stream time. So I'm like, this is a first. I love it. Excellent. Everybody, do we have anything else you want to show up, brother? Or are you good?
No, I think I'm good.
All right.
I think we're good. So dude, this was a lot of fun. So thank you so much. And you guys, don't forget, all you guys out there in the YouTube community, Facebook, Instagram, and anybody who's watching it, we're simul streaming. So I'm streaming on my show as well. So more people can see this. Please come back, hit that like, hit that subscribe. Share Cajun Comics, please. Share George's show out. He's an awesome dude. And dude, I want to say thank you. The Nerdy Collector Show will come back sometime. I'm just not rushing right now. I'm just taking my time. So it will come back. We'll definitely come back. I'm really looking forward to the end of October to go down and see all my brothers and sisters down in Florida. And the Queen, my wife, Queen G, she'll be coming, and we're going to have a good time during Halloween. So
if anything, let's see some pictures of you and
I plan on taking lots of pictures.
I would love to
I have
you guys seen each other since it's been a while.
Long time.
Everybody, we got
hit that chat.
Yeah.
Here we go.
I was getting into the fries and everything, I forgot to.
It's okay.
Oh, okay. So it's dinner over there. Oh, okay.
Yep.
Because I've been to London and I love their fish and chips.
Oh,
Strange Dog, what's up? Thanks for joining
Strange Dog, what is up? Thank you for being here.
And we got. Oh, nice.
Yes. See, that's a cool thing too. So me and Martin, and I have a few buddies that live around me here. We're all born around the same time on October. So that's a fellow Libra. I'm a Libra in horoscope. He's a Libra as well. Nice. He gets it.
All right. But follow, please, everybody who watches over here, who is new to jumping onto the channel, sub him up, follow him on his channel. His information's on the bottom as well.
Don't forget.
Ooh, G-Man. No, right here. G-Man, I'm honored having you, brother. Everybody in the live chat, thank you for hanging out with us. It's been a blast. Banger after banger, dude. I'm getting to know you more and more, and I'm going to be on your show when you start your show again. And
Yes,
come out and hang out with you.
absolutely. Absolutely. Anytime
And
you want, buddy.
yeah, here too, dude. Anytime I do the Sunday Fun Day, which I might turn into Saturday because of work
Cool.
schedule, it's always open for you to jump on. The link's always there, so you're always welcome.
Thank you.
Brother.
Thank you.
Everybody, we're gonna leave it as that.
Yes.
With great time again. G-Man, follow him up. Follow him. I can't, stress enough. If you want a good time, follow this brother. Everybody have a safe Sunday. I thank you for joining us, and I'll catch you next time. You guys have a great day.
Peace.
And you guys all be safe. See you later, guys.